Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. How's everybody doing out there? Sorry for the little bit of delay trying to get things set up. And I think we have our boy Calvin just going dark tonight. And that's very symbolic of the brown paper bag that he needs to wear because of what his Cowboys did. They are who we thought they were, people, right? They are definitely not America's team. So let's start the show off. Let me see if I can get this going. I want y'all to hear this. Here's my boy Robert. He's bringing us in on this Thursday night.
It's that time to have a conversation about fatherhood and football and relation. Ready, set, hut, grab your kids and huddle up. We might get deep, but just run it up the gut. So put your jersey on and clap for the home team. It's a dance thing, yeah, you know what I mean. So tell a friend to tune in if you heard me. To the best show in town every Thursday. Fatherhood and football, it's a dance thing. Fatherhood and football, it's a dance thing. Fatherhood and football, it's a dance thing. Fatherhood and football.
Shout out to Rob Davis for the intro. Love you, little bruh. Appreciate it. We got a special guest today. This dude is near and dear to my heart because he's blood. This is my cousin, Eric, a.k.a. Ericdamus, a.k.a. The Football Whisperer, is joining us today on the show, and he's going to give us some of his picks. I think he did well last weekend. Is that correct, Eric? Did you do well last week?
I went 3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
What was that, Sunday or Friday?
It was
Saturday?
I think it was Saturday. It was Saturday.
Or just the
It was
picks?
just the pack. It was Saturday, Sunday picks, yeah.
Gotcha. So,
Yeah.
you did pretty good. And I saw you chopping it up on Facebook. And I said, I got to send you a link to have you on the show. And again, Calvin, our co-host, is with us. Calvin, say hi to the people. Oh, he's got
good evening. Yeah, this is a historical day. I'm not sure when you want me to do this announcement, James, but whenever you're ready, it's a blockbuster.
Listen. All right.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a blockbuster. So first things first, go back to Eric. Eric, we usually do our picks somewhere in the middle. But if you want to give your picks now so that people can think about it, we can do that, or we can wait. It's totally up to you. But we got a little bit of a show going. I want to show the people because Cal and I, we definitely, made our picks last week. So I just want to go back a week and show the folks what happened. And if you can see, James is on top in white, 4-2, Wildcard Weekend, people. And Cal was 2-4, Wildcard Weekend. You got anything you want to say about those picks that you made last week, Cal?
I was I heavily weighed on the road teams a bit too much. I relied on coaching versus talent on the field, and that theory backfired on me. Buffalo and Dallas, for that matter, that was a home team loss, but the only home team loss.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that New England would show up a little more than they did, but and the Raiders. So that was my theory. I've changed my approach obviously this week.
Gotcha. Well, we got more games. We'll put those games up so people can see. Eric, what's your recap of last weekend? You did pretty well. What was your formula for success?
First, I picked the Buccaneers, the 49ers, and the Chiefs. Basically, the Buccaneers, I forgot who they played. Who they played last week? It's so long ago. I forgot. But Tom Brady's just a GOAT. Number one. And they played who they play? I forgot. Because I know I had a reason for picking the Buccaneers.
The Eagles.
Okay.
I was waiting for Cal to come in because
say no more. It's that matchup for me was just it was an easy matchup. There was nothing that Philadelphia had for the GOAT.
Yes.
And the Buccaneers are an experienced team.
Yeah.
And I just didn't see Philadelphia wasn't even on my radar. I was like the Buccaneers because matchup wise, offensively and defensively, The Eagles are subpar to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I hate to see the talent that they have wasted. Let's say this: Jalen Hurts is decent,
Mhm, mhm.
but I don't think he's the future.
Yeah, he's not the type of dude who can sit out the week before a playoff game and come back and think he's gonna do something.
No, he,
Uh,
he's used to high octane offense,
mhm,
and
mhm.
Philadelphia just doesn't have that.
Gotcha.
Yes he has his boy um, Smith, the
Mhm,
receiver
mhm,
kid,
mhm, mhm.
but um, Jalen Hurts hasn't had pressure
Yeah.
um, like like that before. In college, he had no pressure.
Right, right, right. And
You know,
and and and
so
and fans out there, folks out there that's there, I see you out there. 6505245539 is the numbers on the screen if you are Eagle fans and you want to talk about it. So please bring that to us. Sorry about that, Eric. Just want to get that out there
that's
for
all
the record.
right. That's fine.
Hey,
Sorry,
can
Eagles fan, but
I
yeah, Jalen Hurts is he's good, but um, for me, he's still Saturday Night Live, I like to call him players. He's not ready for prime time yet.
gotcha, gotcha.
He's good.
And can I say this? I'm just going to say it because it is what it is. Um, the NFC East is just garbage, right? It's like an SEC team playing some other conference. We saw that with how Cincinnati came. They did what they did during the regular season, and then when it came time to show up against the big boys, they didn't show up. I think it translates into this situation very, very well because the NFC
No,
East did not do well against anybody
no.
this weekend. So
Yeah.
I'm so
Uh,
glad you can't
Um,
see my face right now. I'm very happy.
is is there any truth to that, Cal? I mean,
well,
I'm just,
my
I mean,
I want to go to the 49ers game.
okay.
That was,
oh,
because
how convenient.
on face. Well, listen, the 49
What a segue.
Facebook, everybody, including James, everybody's like, "Oh, the
Mhm,
Cowboys."
mhm.
I'm like, listen, if this was 2 years ago, I might go with the Cowboys. Well, better yet, I would go with the Cowboys pre Ezekiel Elliott signing that big contract.
Gotcha.
Um, I don't think Dak is 100%.
Okay.
Um, because I still think that injury is still lingering. But for me, 49ers has a better defensive coordinator,
Mhm,
and they knew how to control him
mhm,
and the receivers.
mhm.
CD Lamb he was watching the game like you and I. I think he had one reception, if
Is
I'm
that true,
correct.
Cal? Because I mean, I know
That,
you
that is
track the
correct.
stats and that's your
That is
squad. He
Right,
only
correct.
had
One
1 catch?
catch.
right.
Okay.
One
He had
catch on
one
four
catch.
targets. That's
Right,
correct.
and he's that guy.
Mhm,
CD
mhm.
Lamb is that guy, and if you can't get your guy the ball, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't make the catch, you got to
Hmm.
give your guy at least 10 targets.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
think he only had 5 targets that game, if that many.
Hmm.
Didn't give
Cal,
him
Four.
can
He
you
had
enough
four.
opportunity.
He had four
Four
targets.
four
see?
four targets?
Right,
Okay.
when
He
he's
he
your
had four.
guy,
Four total
he's that
targets.
guy.
Yeah.
First of all, Dallas has a great receiving core,
Mhm,
and that's a problem. They got 3 good
Hmm.
receivers and very good receivers, and
mhm.
I'll take any one of them. I'll pick them in the fantasy. I'll pick them first, but if you can't get one of your 3 guys the ball,
Mhm, mhm.
especially your go-to guy, there's a problem.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Once again, it starts with the quarterback. I mean, you got to be a general on the field.
Yeah.
You know,
And and I know players play the game and ultimately are gonna have the biggest impact, but what
Mhm.
part of, their ineffectiveness in getting him the ball lands on the coaches, right? They got an offensive coordinator who's, everybody's talking about him being the next head coach of the league, but if you can't get your guy the ball, how is that good football? Cal, Imma go
Well,
to you because I know you
oh,
follow.
I don't think Kyle's there. But if he's not there, I want to say this.
Well,
Go ahead.
But
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Uh, ultimately, in that Cowboys not game. Michael Irvin said one day before I heard this, I was looking for every excuse in the book to blame someone for that game.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Irvin said, you know what? The Cowboys star players, did not show up for the game. And I thought about it, I was like, you know, he's 100% correct. Like our quarterback, our receivers, our defensive back who's all pro, our all pro linebacker did not make the plays that they were expected to make in that game. Difference? Don't know. But it would have been a different where it doesn't come down to some cold last play test in end zone.
Right.
So
right.
that's ultimately what happened. I mean, you could say scheme, you could say coaching, you can say whatever it is. And yeah, CeeDee Lamb did not get the ball enough, but that's scheme. But ultimately, they did not get the ball on offense to the right players enough. And the penalties destroyed them. So that's pretty much what that's 14 penalties. You're not going to win a game against a good team with 14 penalties and like 3 or 4 of them on third down, you know, on third down on defense. So you can't win that way. And I'm surprised I'm saying that now because 8 o'clock at night, I was not feeling like this, right? I was looking for other things to point blame on, but right now, this is the civil version of me, and everything I said and everything you've said so far in your little twisted way is true.
Who?
Okay, and they have your whole monologue. Well, it was 30 seconds long, but I heard what you said. You slid in there, I wasn't paying attention. I'm paying attention to everything you said. Monologue.
Yeah.
Well, it was 30 seconds long, but I heard what.
Gotcha.
So, you know, with all that being said, I mean, take your shots because they deserve it. They deserve to be treated the way they were treated right now.
Well,
so, you know, which is part of my announcement. Whenever you're ready, you'll that'll all get in a very interesting statement.
We'll give you an opportunity
30.
to
7th, we'll do it at halftime. We're 11 minutes from now. We'll do it then.
But there is something else that we have to get to because I think Cal, you had probably the line of the day, something of a funeral, a 3-hour funeral for Ben Roethlisberger.
That's true.
In that game. So Pittsburgh season came to an end. That could have been the very last of us seeing Big Ben play a game of football. So I definitely wanted to get your thoughts on that because I know you've probably been marinating on that for the week.
I tell you, considering that was the game I watched after the Cowboys game, I was in a very foul mood, to say the least. So when Pittsburgh went up 7-0, I said, you know what? that will be like the ultimate kick in the pants. If Pittsburgh advanced past this game on some miracle, fumble interception thing. So, but ultimately, the better team in that game prevailed, and it was over. It was over with Ben last week. They shouldn't have played in that game against Kansas City, in my opinion. So, much rather seen the Raiders or the Chargers play that game. That'd have been a little more competitive. I think a division game would have been played there. Pittsburgh just didn't belong on the field, and everybody knew it, and Kansas City proved it. So
I'd have to agree. Eric, your thoughts on the end of Ben Roethlisberger?
I'm happy to see it end because I think they hurt themselves by not drafting a top quarterback beginning this year to groom him to play. I think as great as Mike Tomlin is, I think Ben hurt them this year because he's not the same Ben. He's slower. He's slower, and it was a no-brainer. I knew they scored the touchdown. I'm like, okay, that's a gimme touchdown. But 42 points later, Ben is not the same guy.
Yeah.
Not just for Ben. I say the other quarterbacks who are older, it's time for them to, step aside. Let the next level guys come in and play the
Hmm.
game.
Hmm.
Love Drew Brees, time to retire. Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
Brady.
Yeah.
I love them. But we got a whole bunch of new young guys who can play, who are playing the game at top level. You know, because
Yeah.
Pittsburgh really hurt themselves by being
Mhm.
loyal to Ben.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. And he
they,
put
they
them
hurt
through a lot.
themselves.
He put them
He
through a
put
lot.
them. Yeah,
Uh,
I mean,
and
he hurt them.
Yeah, and we all know who's undefeated. Father Time. Father Time is undefeated,
Always.
and they did not have the plan to the succession plan that you would hope to see. Whether it was a quarterback last year or the year before, who's going to come in and fill in once
Right.
Ben leaves. And I think and we're going to talk about this probably Pro Bowl weekend because there's all of these coaching vacancies that are open. But when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they do with coaches, right? It's almost the same thing as what they did with Ben. They just rode him, and rode him. But who's next in line, right? Three coaches in the last 60 years or whatever it's been for them.
Right.
So that mentality probably hurt them, and it's going to set them back unless they get somebody pretty big, free agency or through the
Yeah.
draft. You know.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's Pittsburgh. Oh, there we go.
There
Oh,
we
there he
go.
goes.
There we
You took
go.
the mask
Hold
off.
on. Let there be light. Hold on. Give me a second here. Everybody pray.
See, once we got past a little bit
Let
of,
there be light.
the Cowboys, he decided to
Let there be light. Hold on.
So thank you for joining us, and I'm gonna put the phone number up just in case, any Eagle fans, anybody wanna call to talk a little bit football, put a little salt in the wounds because they are wide open still. So let's
Here
not
we go.
let the Jackson State University shirt and the dad's thing hat fool you, uh,
Oh
nor
gosh.
that smile.
And my volume.
So, um, so we talked about Big Ben. We talked about a little bit about the Eagles in their game as well. I know Cal's got an announcement to make. I'm trying to see what else. Yeah, those are coming to think the things, and then we're going to definitely leave some room to talk about the games. So, Cal, for you in the announcement, would it be appropriate to do it now so it can be out of your system, so then you can go into making your picks and talking about these matchups with the open mind and your heart a little less heavy? Is that something you want to do, or are you still working on your audio over there? You can't hear me? All right. So, what we'll do is we'll go to the games. The first game we got coming up is Saturday. We got the Bengals and we got the Titans. 1:30 on Saturday. Football whisperer. What are you whispering to the people right now?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay, okay. Is that how you do it? You just pick the team. You don't want to give nothing else. You just whisper and then you go away.
I'll give you what you want to hear. People don't like if I say the Bengals, they will. Why the Bengals?
Yeah,
Is the question why the Bengals?
yeah.
I'll give you two words. Jamal Chase.
Okay, okay,
I'll give
okay,
you two more words. Joe Mixon.
okay.
Give you two more. Joe
Yeah.
Burrows.
See, all we gotta go is with the triple J's, right? That's what we gotta go
Exactly.
with. The triplets of J's because I like that group that you just talked about. You got a
And
quarterback
I
who
and honestly, um, I watched that kid the whole season. He's phenomenal. That kid,
Mhm,
Chase
mhm,
Burrows is very poised.
mhm,
They're a young team, and
mhm,
they play well together. They're disciplined. Not
mhm.
not making fun of the Cowboys, but the Cowboys were not disciplined
Yeah,
last
too
week.
many
15,
penalties.
10, 15 penalties.
Yeah, yeah,
And you expect that from a young team.
right.
Cincinnati didn't have that. They got all the right pieces, and they're playing fluid right now.
Mhm, mhm,
Um, their defense is playing very well,
mhm,
and the Tennessee quarterback, he's a veteran, but he's older and he's
mhm,
slower.
mhm.
And I think the matchup defensively, they're gonna because if once they're gonna isolate AJ Brown,
Okay.
and They got no running back. Oh, I heard Derrick Henry is practicing now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not a factor because he's not 100%.
Hmm.
Once you blow a tire,
Hmm.
once you break an axle on your car, things run. The car runs differently,
Yeah.
and you don't drive the car like you used to. That wheel he got is not good. If he plays, I wouldn't even. He's not a factor because he's not 100%.
Gotcha.
If he's 50% playing the game, well, but yeah, listen, Derrick Henry is ineffective anything less than 100%.
Gotcha. 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 And
He's a
nothing else.
horse.
And nothing else they got
No,
is having you feel that they're going to.
no. Now
Uh,
they're going to score. They're going to score some points,
mhm,
but Cincinnati's going to regroup. I mean,
mhm.
they're going to score. They're going to get the passes off. Running game is going to be shut down. Even if Derrick Henry's running the ball, they're going to shut that down because that wheel
All right.
is still not working good.
I heard you, Cal. I heard you. I think we got all
And
you back.
and I tell you this much, as a player, and you played the game too.
Yeah.
If we know you got an injury,
Okay.
we're going at that injury.
Okay.
Hmm.
Here we go.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree. I agree.
We're
Uh,
going. We're going at that injury.
yeah. Had he been healthy, it would be a different story.
Different story.
I'm like you. I like the three young guys. I like what the Bengals are doing, getting their first win since we've been able to text. That's how
Mhm.
long it's been. They hadn't won a game in the texting era, according to James Simmons stats that I got from somewhere else. But I like this team. You know, these young guys have had some championship football played at the college level, and I think that's prepared them. Some of the road bumps that Burrows hit, getting injured, hungry, poised. I kind of like that. So I'm going with the Bengals 2 on the road against not 100% Henry, whether he plays or not. But I'm just not sold on the Titans. But that's me. So I'm going with the Bengals 2. Cal, I think we got your audio back.
I'm
Bengals
gonna
Titans.
need Cal to get his audio back before I'm gonna talk about the Cowboys.
Mm.
It might be his Wi-Fi connection.
Wow.
It might be because I hear you. There's a little bit of
Okay.
delay.
Can you hear me?
I got you. There you go.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
We could. It's going in.
We're-
It went out now. So one thing I
Oh,
can
there's
do,
more Cowboys talk. Oh man, can you hear me, James?
I can hear you
Now
now.
we can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So there's a delay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of delay. So we're talking Bengals and the Titans. So I think there is a delay.
Okay. So
Okay.
what was your question about the Bengals game
Yep.
or about the you want to go back to Dallas and San Fran?
Who you got? Bengals Titans. That's who you got.
What was your question? You want me to, okay. Wow.
So do this, Cal. You can call in. You want to try it out? You want to try calling in?
I can hear you.
Try calling in the number. Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. There's a little bit of delay
I can hear
because you're
you.
getting a question,
I can
but
hear you.
there's a little bit of a
So,
delay.
no, sure.
Maybe it's me.
Hey, Cal, check the Wi-Fi. Maybe it's on a different Wi-Fi setting.
I'm trying to put it
Maybe try it now.
Oh.
Let me put this back up.
All right. How
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
This is the delay still.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you want to call in? Just shut that down.
I'll take the Titans in that home game
Okay.
against
So,
the Bengals.
okay.
I think that the clock runs out on the Bengals this weekend. Mhm. Oh, I sure can. I sure
Do that.
Okay. Yeah, there's a delay. I'm gonna put the number up. Call that number, and then we'll get you in. We'll do it that way.
Yeah,
Sorry for the delay, folks.
try that.
Actually, his connection was better without the video for some reason.
Yeah. I can't control that on this
Yeah.
end. So
Cal, turn your video off because before you had the video, your audio was completely clear.
he'll call in. We'll get him that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So far we both got the Bengals.
I lost the phone. What's the number? Oh, there it is. No, that's
There we
not
go.
it.
Cal?
How about now?
0.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So I'm gonna take you off of here so there's no echo.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're on real time now. Yep.
There we go. So we got you. Can you hear him, Eric?
You hear him loud and clear.
Cool.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you. So
Okay.
this is what we're
All right.
asking. So what's your pick? Bengals, Titans. That's where we're at right now. Right now, I got Bengals. Eric's got Bengals. Where you going?
Well, I'm gonna go with the Titans just to be different than you. And I'll take the home team this week because I went with the road teams last week with a weird theory. So I'm gonna go with the home teams. Hopefully they're not rusty. Hopefully they're very motivated.
Mm-hmm.
That is the Titans should be, and Green Bay should both be motivated to prove their dominance with that number one seed. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee, the home favorite. I would imagine. Yep.
So Cal's got the Titans. Eric and James has got the Bengals. Moving right along. What is the next game? We got, wow, this is a good one. We got the 49ers and the Packers. I'll let you go first, Eric. I'll let you go first. I want you to whisper. I'll let you go first.
Go. I got the Packers.
You got the Packers. Okay.
Got the Packers.
Cal.
Yeah.
49ers, Packers.
I'm definitely going with Green Bay in this one. I like the quarterback experience in these situations. I like their receiver, that one receiver who was going to show up for this game.
Adams, yep.
I don't think San Fran's enough to deal with him for 4 quarters. I feel like Adams and that Rodgers-Adams combination and that running game they have is enough to push them through in that cold weather, which does make a difference when you haven't played in it in a month or so with the San Fran situation. That cold weather in Green Bay on Saturday night has a impact on you. Your game plan is a little different. Yeah.
It definitely does.
So I feel like,
So I would have to, make it a clean sweep across the board. I'm going with the Packers as well. In his own way, Aaron Rodgers is telling the NFL what they can do with it. With all the happenings and all the podcast shows he's been doing, he's been having a year, off the field that is just as noteworthy as what he's doing on the field. So I like the Packers as well. Hard place for the 49ers to go for the reasons you mentioned, Cal, the weather. I don't think they're going to have enough to get over the hump in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. That's what they still call it, right? It's still called Lambeau Field. I forget name
still Lambeau.
Changes
Lambeau
and
Field.
things of the nature. So that's where it is. So we're all in agreement there. And let's go to Sunday. So we got Sunday. We got the Rams and the Bucs. Should be a good game. Who you got, Cal? Let's go with you first.
I like Tom Brady. It's like what your cousin mentioned already. This is his stage right here. This is what he does with whoever. You know, you don't need Randy Moss. You don't need Randy Moss or Antonio Brown in his prime for Tom Brady to be successful. I feel like he just has that extra gear. He doesn't get caught up in a moment. He has the guys he wants on the field with him. He has the coaching staff in his back pocket, doing what he does best. And I feel like and Matt Stafford, I'm not convinced. He proved me wrong one week, but I'm not convinced he's a elite level quarterback in these situations, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's just how I look at it.
I'll take it. Eric?
As everyone knows, I went against the grain. Like I said, Brady's the GOAT. Can't take it away from him. Love him. But I got the Rams.
Oh.
I got the Rams.
Okay. Any reasoning? You got him?
That defensive matchup, I think the Rams defense matches up better this week against Tom Brady's offense. Once again, Tom Brady doesn't have all his weapons. He's kind of reduced to his second string offense, except for the Gronk.
Evans.
Evans is playing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's still not 100%. Once Godwin is out, you got no Fournette, you got no running game, no great running game this time, and I think them not having a number one running back against that defense, Rams are going to neutralize the running game more.
Right. And what do you think about the Rams secondary? Because they just brought a guy out of retirement for 2 years. What do you think? Do you think he's going to hold up against Brady?
There's a reason why you bring a guy in from retirement for 2 years, because he can do it. Look at the Gronk. He came in retirement. There's a reason why you sign a guy out of retirement, because he can still go.
Yeah, but we know it's a little different. Offense usually have the advantage, whether it's in the bad weather, whether you're coming off of, multiple games off, because you know where to go, But I hear what you're saying. And for your very first reasons, that defensive line, I think Donald is going to get after him. I don't think the run game is going to keep them honest. They're going to pin their ears back, and they're going to get in Tom Brady's face and make it hard for him. I think Matt Stafford, the win that he got, is going to ignite some better play. Because when you think about it, and Cal, we talked about this. We talked about this last week. Matt Stafford has the two best QB wide receiver seasons there is. Cooper Kupp this year.
Yeah, true.
And he also had Megatron a few years back. So that we know the guy can play. And I think now he has the confidence, because he's got some guys around him on the offensive side and defensive side, that he's not gonna lose the game. He's not gonna lose the game, but it still remains the same. But I'm going with the Rams as well. Nice weather down there in Tampa. I think they're gonna do well.
So you're banking on Matt Stafford out dueling Tom Brady. That's what your philosophy is, or you banking. You think the defense is going to stand up against the Tampa Bay offense?
I'm banking on Matt Stafford and all of the weapons that he has around him on the outside is going to be enough to get it done. Okay. So that unit, not one individual, I think the unit. So
the key to this is if the Rams can keep the constant pressure on Brady. Yeah, that's going to be the key. The constant pressure on Brady. You can't give the GOAT too much time. That's the thing. If you can decrease, if you can decrease his pocket time by 2 seconds, it's a different ball game. Because if you give Tom Brady time, he will pick you apart. He will kill you. So that Rams defense, which is good.
Yeah.
they put the pressure on him, and Aaron Donald's going to have to be an extra beast. Not that he's not already, but if he
Mhm.
has if he's on full steam,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a lot of holding calls
Yep.
Fair
because
enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
he's a monster, and I like the secondary for the Rams, and they brought the veteran in, so it's going to be a very good game. There's going to be a lot of one-on-one matchups. Mark my word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're not going to be playing no damn zones.
Yeah.
They're going to
No.
have to play man to man. Somebody's going to mirror Gronk because you can't leave him open.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a
Mhm.
defensive minded game.
There we go.
The
There we go.
strategy is going to be on the defense.
Yeah. So we got one more game, and I'm gonna go first
Mhm.
because I don't want anybody thinking this Wilson Stanley blood. We just run like that since our picks are the same. So I need to get on the board first, and let you all know what I think about the Bills and Chiefs, which might surprise you. I like the Bills. I like the Bills.
Hmm.
I like the Bills in this one. We all know the quarterback can play. We all know and we see what the defense can do. And when you do what the Bills did against their first round opponent, their wild card opponent, with the coach, right? And we know that,
Mhm.
the Patriots are a little bit ways away, right?
Yes.
Quarterback is still got to
Yes.
mature. It's a rookie. We know.
Mhm.
But to do it as dominantly as they did, um,
Mhm.
those guys scored on every possession except the last possession when they kneeled down.
They did. They
Um,
did.
and I think they still have that firepower, and they're going to match the Chiefs. I really believe it. The Chiefs still have got to prove that they can stop somebody. They're going to score their points, but if the Chiefs start
Mhm.
slow and the Bills get on the board, they're playing catch up. And
Yeah.
that's my thought. I like the
Yes.
Bills. I like the Bills. I think it's the Bills' time to beat the Chiefs and make it to the next to the conference. So I got the Bills.
Hmm.
Cal, we'll
Okay.
give you the mic. Go ahead, Cal.
Okay. Okay. Bills Chiefs. I'm going to go with the home team again. Um, Tennessee. Excuse me. Kansas City's been there
Mm-hmm.
very often with this group, with this receiving group, with this quarterback, with this coaching staff. I think it's Andy Reid's last year coaching. I think this is it. So there's a little bit of it could be a little bit of a push to kind of get this last one in because of how the season ended last year for them, and hopefully the enemy becomes the next new coach there. So there's a lot of things that have a not like emotion is involved in this, but I feel like they need to do some unfinished business. And Buffalo is a very good opponent.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Buffalo may be 1 year away from doing what you predicted they would do. I think they're 1 year away from doing it. I think Kansas City just has a little bit more experience, I should say, on this stage.
Yeah.
At home, very difficult to win in Kansas City. Very hard to win there. I feel like they have the advantage of that home crowd, like Buffalo did last week against New England. So I feel like that does make a difference in these playoff games.
Gotcha.
That home field advantage. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on this one.
Okay. Gotcha. Eric?
The Chiefs and everything Cal just said. It's everything he just said. It's experience is going to win it over. Um, Everything Cal said is playing. It's going to be the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we have it. So we've got those 4 games. We've called it. We will have the results after it's all said and done. We'll see how folks are doing, and we'll go there. It should be a good weekend, another good weekend. You know what I mean? Any final thoughts?
I agree.
Any final thoughts on any of the happenings over the weekend? Anything that sticks out? I know, I'm going to give Calvin a couple of minutes. I know he has an announcement that I'm dying to hear. I need to hear what this is about. So I know I want to hear it. But any final thoughts on this weekend to come? Any news in the NFL that you've heard that you're like, that was something.
Um, I I hope that the Deshaun Watson situation gets cleared up soon, just for his own
Agreed.
career
Mm-hmm,
and for whatever else, whatever team that he's going to go to, can get a clean start with him in the OTAs and training camp. I hope the guy that they don't prolong this guy's career another 12 months. When he is in his prime of his career, prime of his career, they're playing games with his career, because nothing's happened since this whole thing has come out. He's not setting foot in court. There's been no lawsuits. There's been nothing but a game check every week sent to his direct deposit. I mean, there's nothing else has really happened.
Yeah.
So he's not getting any older, standing around watching football games every weekend. So I hope that becomes a priority of these teams in the NFL who work in mysterious ways, if you think about it, when it comes to quarterbacks recently that want to control their own career paths and don't play ball the way the league thinks they should be. So that's just something I want to see rectified before the draft.
Yeah.
Before the draft, so everybody knows where they're going with him, because he was a really good quarterback. The last time I watched him play, I'm not sure why he's being punished for allegedly doing something. I mean, if he did it, he did it. I mean, that's a different story, but it doesn't take a whole year to get this thing squared away, so that's just my opinion on that. That's been bothering me for a while.
Yeah.
Seeing him sit at home like that,
And say this is all cleared up, everything is taken care of the way it's supposed to be taken care of, and he's ready to play next year. Where is he playing at? Is he still in Houston?
He's going to Miami. He has a no trade clause. He tells them where he wants to go.
Gotcha.
He wants to go to the Dolphins. So let's just make this happen and get it over with. The Dolphins got rid of their coach, so whoever comes in, whoever new general manager, well, I think the new general manager, I think the same one is there, but the new coach will either yay or nay this Deshaun Watson thing, and let's get it going here. It's not that difficult. The young man can play football.
Yeah.
He's a very good quarterback.
Yep.
And they're hard to find. They're very hard to find. And he's a finished product, with a live arm. Let's just, that's been bothering me for ever since it started. I knew it was a bunch of baloney, because the allegations were not baloney, but just the follow through, you don't see that people sit still like that, especially the NFL.
Yeah.
They don't sit still for anything.
Right.
Just with their image and how they do things. They pay the guy every week. They pay him every week, all $36 million.
Wow.
On time. To sit at home.
Yeah.
So that's just me. I personally would like that to be a priority for the NFL to get this out of the way. And it's a non-story until they do something. So
Okay.
That's just me personally.
Like to get that cleared up, definitely. One way or the other, and see what happens from there. Eric, anything in the happenings that is on your mind, just to highlight, want it cleared up?
I would like the Calvin made a good point. I'm ready to see. Well, it's Eric Bieniemy's time to get a head coaching job.
Absolutely.
He's overdue.
Absolutely.
He's proven he's an offensive guru.
Yes.
Personally, I think the reason why he hasn't gotten it is because I think it was a DWI or something like that.
Back in his college days, is that what you're talking about?
No, he had one while coaching.
I know there was some there was some personality character issues that happened when
I thought it was a DWI or a travel. I think it was that, something like that, but I don't think it was anything crazy. I think it's over with, because apparently it's over because he still got a job.
Right.
It wasn't that severe. He's still coaching.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's his time to get a head coaching job, and it would be nice to see Miami fill that void with him. And like Kevin just said,
and then having Deshaun
and
Watson come in
Deshaun Watson.
Wow,
it looks like a perfect marriage.
Wow.
But if it's not Miami, another coaching position, he needs to be a head coach someplace.
Yeah.
Because
This is
he's
available.
proven.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That Miami spot
Well,
might
you know what?
be a good destination
Oh,
because of, that might be a good spot to go.
Yeah,
and just one thing,
listen.
the tagline of what Eric said real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The Andy Reid comment that I made, I believe, this is why I think this might be his last year.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Bieniemy could be the heir apparent to that job.
Could be.
Like how it is in New England with
McDaniels.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right, McDaniels, heir apparent to Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Eric Bieniemy should be the heir apparent to Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
Consider how long he's been there with Mahomes, who's not going anywhere. So that would be the natural transition to move him one more bump up, and he's calling plays already.
Right.
So I would love for Miami is a fine destination, but Kansas City is probably, I'm hoping that's why he's not got a job yet, because Kansas City's kind of like, just hold off, don't wait, 2 more years, you got the job, don't worry about it.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Like you said, Kansas City is number one. Miami would be a great number two.
Yes.
Well, you put Eric Bieniemy anywhere, there's going to be success offensively.
Yeah. Right.
Hey,
So
remains to be seen. You both talked about him going somewhere. Eric, you brought up the coaching stuff. It's going to be interesting. I think right now there's 8 spots open, 8 head coaching jobs that are open.
Wow.
I know, the offensive coordinator went somewhere to do an interview, so on and so forth. So it'll be nice to see. And you guys know me, you follow me, my social consciousness to the community. The NFL has said that they are about inclusion and about diversity, about that, especially over the last couple of years, even to the point where the commissioner has been put on record. He's on record of wishing he had have done something different, right? So what better opportunity now than to give some really qualified guys some positions and see that talk be put into action. So that's what I'm looking forward to see who fills these spots and folks' credentials and moving forward. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And like I said, during Pro Bowl week, we might be able to dive into that a little bit deeper, each of the positions that are open. So that's good stuff. Good stuff, fellas. And I know, we got 5 minutes. Definitely want to thank my big cousin for joining us on the show today.
I
really appreciate it, Eric.
Absolutely.
It was a blast, man. And this is what it's about, the game of football, bringing guys together. And like with the podcast, man, talking to guys that I hadn't talked to in many a years, but the game has meant so much to us that it just instantaneously brings us together. So always want to make mention that fatherhood is a journey that none of us have to do alone. We're all a phone call away, a direct message away, or whatever it is, or however it is you reach out to folks. We are just a touch away. So thanks, big cuz. I appreciate you. Love you, man. And we got 5 minutes left. Yeah, we got 5 minutes left. And I promised Cal about 5 minutes for this big announcement. And that's how we're going to end it. So, the floor is yours, Cal. The floor is yours.
Okay, well,
drum roll.
This is coming for Sunday's results. I had a very come to Jesus moment after that game. And I sat there very quietly and I pondered, all the things that go through your head during a football game when you know your season's about to end. Okay, and it's a very tough thing to go through when you really care. And then come Monday, you're still kind of holding on to it a little bit. You're looking for an excuse. Whose fault was it? Is it the coach's fault? Was the player's fault? Is it Jerry Jones's fault? Is it my fault? Maybe I wore the wrong socks that morning. So you go through all that, and then Tuesday and Wednesday comes. I just had a moment of clarity, and I realized that, and this has been a 40-year marriage for me and the Dallas Cowboys. Since I was 8 years old. I'm 48 now. 1980, I was 7 years old, so I'll say 8 years old to kind of round the numbers off. 40 years. I've been a loyal, diehard Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
I've come to the conclusion that it's time for me to take a small sabbatical from this franchise. I'm taking a 1-year sabbatical from being a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm currently looking for an AFC team to support for at least 1 year. Now I'm taking suggestions from the public at large.
Oh my
AFC
goodness.
only. I'm not a front runner. You know how I roll my Clippers thing that I did 10 years ago.
Oh,
I'm shutting it down for 12 full months starting today.
wow.
Shutting it down.
Wow.
No questions asked. This is not a hoax. This is not April 1st. This is the real thing. I'm doing some research right now on some AFC teams.
Oh my goodness.
To throw my loyalty towards, because I just need to give this whole thing a break. When I read something this morning from 4 years ago, Facebook, you know how they kind of remind you of things 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I read something that said Dallas was 13-3 and they lost another first round playoff game. I said, you know what? That was 4 years ago. And the same thing's happening. That was 4 years ago, and I'm reading this thing like it happened yesterday.
Oh man.
I said, I need to let go for a little while, just because I need to separate myself from all this agony.
Oh
now,
my goodness.
I'm not taking any credit. If they go to Super Bowl next year, congratulations to them, but I will not take any credit for that one.
Okay.
This is a statement. This is true. This is not a hoax. This is going down. Already, I'm close.
Yeah.
I have 2 candidates right now. I'm close to making a decision.
Uh-huh.
And Sunday morning at 12 noon on Sunday, you will see a new logo on my page. You'll know where I'm going with my loyalty. On 12 noon, 9 o'clock your time, James. 12 noon my time. You will see the new logo. That is the announcement.
Oh my God. See, that's an exclusive, folks. Right there. If that isn't a reason for you to follow the page, follow the YouTube channel, follow Twitter, Twitch, follow me, because you will get information like that. This man is taking a sabbatical from America's team, or other words, Calvin's team.
For at least 1 year.
Holy
at least
Toledo.
1 year. Minimum 12 months.
Listen, I've got a comment. I've got a comment that I've just got to post. Jen Orza says, holy crap. That is well worth posting. This man is parting ways for 12 consecutive months from America's team, and is
January
actively
20th.
looking for a new team to root for.
In the AFC. I will not be an AFC team because that's too close to home. I have to move out the neighborhood for 12 months. I gotta move out the zip code, the whole 9 yards, change school districts. I'm doing everything.
Listen,
I'm getting out.
That's
changing
big.
my colors.
That's big. That's big, Eric.
I have a Cowboys hoodie. I'll be wearing it inside out for the rest of the time I own it. Okay.
Hey, at least you ain't out there burning stuff. We got folks that go
right.
And
they be burning.
No, I'm not doing that.
Listen, I did not expect to hear this. I
really did not. Announcement.
This is a big announcement. And folks out there, you will catch this on the replay. You will have something to think about. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. I don't want to keep you any longer. I want you to stew and to marinate in that comment. Listen, people, thank you for joining us another week. We'll be back next week talking about this round of the divisional round, and then coming back to you with the conference championships and who's going to be going to the Super Bowl. Hey, listen, Calvin, you just blew my mind. Big E, Ericdamus, the football whisperer. We love you, man.
We appreciate it.
And thank you very much for that. Hey, folks, we are out. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's our time.